What's going on, you guys? This is RoyalDezmo and I am back with another tutorial video, and this is going to be Lava Parkour. So let's get right into it. So first I'm going to start off with some very basic tips. First tip I can recommend is your mouse sensitivity. Since you are constantly jumping on this map and sprinting, highly recommend a sensitivity that's very high. If you have a DPI mouse, which I use, it actually just increases your mouse sensitivity just by clicking the button. So that's super useful. And then also another tip that I can recommend is a programmable sprint, which is very helpful as well. Make sure to have that key bounded to one of your keys, whether that be on your mouse or on your keyboard, whatever works, just so that way you can have a consistent sprint going, which will help. Another thing that I can recommend is that you basically just watch this intro part where I do the parkour all in one go. Just watch it, study it, memorize where the jumps are at basically, and make sure to practice. I mean, you're not going to get this on your first go unless you're super good, which you shouldn't even be watching this like I mentioned on my last one. If you're good, you don't need this tutorial. If you're not so good, you may need it. So practice is key. Practice is key. Also, I can recommend taking breaks. If you try it for like 30 minutes, still can't get it, or you're sucking even worse, which is common, take a break. Take a break for a few hours or even like a day, because usually when you come back the very next day, you're fresh. Your first try, you do very good. So, you know, take breaks, take your time doing this. So let's go ahead and get right into this. So I'm gonna pause the video at certain points during the run, and I will just explain, give hints, not hints, but tips, and we'll go from there. So here we go. Alright, so before we begin the first jump, just to mention, most of the jumps on this map are the same distance, so you can pretty much reach all of them very easily without having to, you know, jump at the last second. So just keep that in mind, that most of these jumps are you can make them easily just by running the map, knowing where your jumps are at and everything. Another thing that I can recommend is make sure you aim to where you're going to be going. I know it sounds dumb, but seriously, move your freaking mouse to where you want to jump. It really helps. Like, always aim for your next target and it'll help tremendously. So let's go ahead and continue. Alright, so this jump right here that I'm about to jump to, this one is kind of a jump at the last second. This isn't one of the jumps that you can make just normally. So you're going to have to jump right from that corner that you can see right there on the bottom of my screen. You're going to have to jump from that corner and kind of time it so it's a jump at the last second. Aim for the corner of the other column. As you can see, my cursor is right there at the corner of that other column, and you should be fine making this jump. Okay, so right here you're going to start going into the churns. This is kind of hard to figure out at first unless you know where the jumps are at. So like I said before, make sure you know where the jumps are so you know where you're headed next. That's really going to help with this. So basically this is just, you're just going to jump around this little circle, so just do like I do. Okay, and then right here when you jump off of this jump, as you can see, I'm in mid-air right now and you can't see me doing it, but what I'm doing right here is I'm actually adjusting my mouse. So I'm repositioning it, because at this point, since I took all those left turns back there going around that little circle right there, my mouse is pretty much clear over to the right, almost hitting my keyboard, and I don't have much room for my mouse. So if you're one of the people like me that don't have much mouse room, be sure to adjust your mouse here. This is a great place to do it just because you have so much time. Make sure to lift your mouse completely off the mouse pad and then move it. Don't move it while you're on the keypad, obviously, so pick it up, then set it down. And by the time you set it down, you should be on your way to making this jump right here. Okay, so as you can see, when I landed, I kind of did a little strafe jump. Basically what strafe jumps are is that you jump out forward and you kind of turn into the jump. It's to avoid basically this block thing column right next to me. Otherwise, this one's kind of hard to hit if you just try and do it normally, aiming for the next column. So you kind of have to jump out, strafe to the left, and then you should be fine making this jump. And then be prepared for a lot of left turns here, because there's going to be quite a few of them. Okay, so right here, this one is a little bit hard because it's almost turning around basically like 180 degrees, almost, but not quite, a little bit less than 180 degrees. So right here, high mouse sensitivity is really going to help basically just turn into the, basically almost turn around completely while you're on this jump. Another thing that I do personally is instead of just aiming my mouse where I want to go, I also use the A and D buttons to kind of position myself left and right on these jumps. So that kind of helps me. I don't know if it'll help you guys. It's something to keep in mind to kind of, instead of just using your mouse to aim, also use your movement left and right in order to control yourself. Alright, so right here, there is another jump at the last second. You're going to have to time this one just right, otherwise you won't make it. This is another from the corner to the corner, basically. So you got to line up your jump at the very last second on that corner on this jump, and then you're going to have to line up your cursor and land on the corner of this coming up jump. And then up ahead are quite a few left turns. Okay, right here you can also reposition your mouse. You do have some time to do it, so if you do it quick enough you can reposition if you're kind of off a little bit. Try and either be in the center or be ready for a lot of, I believe it is right turns, because there's going to be quite a few of them coming up here, so maybe position your mouse even a little bit more to the left is what I would recommend. Alright, so if you didn't get a chance to reposition your mouse back there, here's another great opportunity to do it. This gives you plenty of time to reposition your mouse. Recommended that you do a little bit more to the left rather than right in the middle, just because the jumps coming up are all right jumps, and so you're gonna have to be finding places to reposition. Otherwise you're gonna run out of room, hit your keyboard or something, and then fall, and you're gonna be pissed. So alright, and then right here you're gonna have to strafe a little bit, so you basically jump straight. It's quite a jump right here. You're gonna have to jump straight and then kind of strafe into the next jump right here, and then get ready for a bunch of right jumps. Okay, what I can really recommend here is that know where the jumps are, because these are all kind of in one little tight area, so it's kind of hard to hit them all in one go. You're gonna have to just memorize where these jumps are, especially in this spot right here, because they're all condensed into one little section, and you have to be quick with it. Okay, so coming up to these where you kind of have a column on the back side, on the left side, as you can see, all these next three jumps have columns next to them. By this time you're going to have to reposition your mouse again, just because you're doing all these right turns all in one go, and they're really small, so you're having to turn your mouse more. Basically, I find a spot on one of these column jumps to reposition my mouse, and as you can see, I think it's the next jump is where I basically run into the wall because I'm repositioning my mouse. And then just keep continuing, and like I mentioned, it's a lot of right jumps, so high sensitivity is really recommended once again, and there's just a lot of right jumps in a row right here, so you just keep doing them. And there you go, that's it. You have finally made it to the end. So that's basically it, you guys. Hopefully this helped you. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll be glad to answer any questions you guys have regarding the lava parkour. If you found this useful, be sure to leave a like and a comment. It lets me know that you guys found it useful, so I do appreciate that. If you want to, go check out my other tutorial for the ruins parkour. I'll probably put a link in the description for that. And I did a full tutorial on that one as well, so you can go check that out. And as you can see, I just got my gems, so sweet. Just got my 1,000 gems. It's not really worth it though for what that is. I think this one's harder than the ruins parkour, to be honest, but that's alright. It's 1,000 gems, you can't complain. So yeah, like I mentioned, you guys, what I can highly recommend is just watching my first little clip of it where I do it all in one go. Just watch that a few times, memorize the jumps, like I said a billion times, memorize the jumps and practice and take breaks. And all those other little tips that I gave you at the beginning should help as well. So yeah, that's basically it. I'm gonna be doing more tutorials on the Mineplex server. I know it's been a little while between this one and the next one. I've just been super busy, but I should have time to start getting on the tutorials, making them more often. So keep an eye out for that. Be sure to subscribe, because we will have more tutorials for Mineplex. We also do a lot of mini games, so go check those out. They're lots of fun. Other than that, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys found this useful and it was enjoyable to watch. Other than that, I will see you guys next time. Peace.